Hi everyone, my name is Daisha Menzies. I am an actor located in Vancouver, British Columbia. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy.
So welcome everyone to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. For today, what can I say? We have the incredible, amazing, the badass, the superstar, the awesome Daisha. Daisha, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Dan?
Fantastic. What better way to have an incredible, badass, super evening than to be chatting with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now you better be ready because I'm gonna be calling you a badass a few times. So just giving you a heads up here.
Got it.
All right. Now, before we start, I do want to thank those who are watching. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. And without further more, let's jump in. So, for those who don't know who is incredible, amazing, the badass, superstar, the legendary Daisha, please tell us who you are.
So, hi, I'm Daisha. I am an actor in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I am also in school as well. So I'm school, serving, bartending, acting, doing it all.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That is really cool. But tell me, was there like in a specific moment or experience that made you realize that acting is your passion?
Yeah, I would say growing up, I always had like a big desire to perform.
Okay.
So I would like, it's funny. So there was, like Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus,
Oh yeah.
that whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
when I was really young, I was really into that. And there was like the CD cases where you could actually take out the paper and the little books had like all the lyrics and stuff.
Okay. Yep.
Young
Yep.
age, I would just sing along with those. And I think it was like grade 1 in our music class. We were asked to bring a song and perform it. So there's me, I have like the CD in the track, like playing, and I'm just like singing along, just having fun. But like that, I kind of knew like I always enjoyed like whether it was music or even acting, which
Mhm.
kind of tied into like going through elementary school and high school. I did a play in grade 7, which was super fun. The Ghost, oh, sorry, not the Ghost of Christmas Past. I was the ghost of Christmas Past, but it was a
Okay.
Christmas Carol. So that was super fun. They painted my face all white with these big greasy black circles around my eyes, and I wore like a button-up shirt. But like being on stage and getting to perform, it felt so alive too, where I just knew that I really wanted to do it. So like when I moved to Vancouver, I decided that I might as well take it seriously if I'm in
Yeah.
the hub for a lot of acting.
Yeah. All right. That is a great start. And focusing a little bit more into your, yeah, like going deep, right, in your acting career, tell me how you continue to challenge yourself, but at the same time keep growing as an actor.
The way I like to challenge myself, especially with the strike going on right now, is I've
Oh
been
yeah.
taking plenty of classes. So I've been doing probably about 2 to 3 classes a week. Plus, I take singing lessons and I go and do like combat training for fighting on film, or even like taking workshops that you kind of see would be good in terms of building up different skills. So
Hmm.
I just took one on learning how to like practice shooting with firearms on sets. So we got to shoot blanks through like whether it was like handguns or more
Okay.
automatic. So super fun.
That's yeah, absolutely. And that is like I've seen that there's a few actors too that during this whole strike they are
Mhm.
taking advantage on the time of learning a certain skill.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
want to
because
learn so much.
right? Because we all know that
Mhm.
at some point that the whole strike will be over, everything will be resolved, everything will be back to normal, let's say. So that it's I do agree also that is important that during that time it's good that you
Mhm.
are using it to learning a new skill or something that could help you later on your
Well, and
career.
like perfecting yourself too in terms of
Totally.
making sure like you're all set. So like I've been taking audition classes just to practice like the audition, which will get you
Hmm.
parts, and even just like making sure you have all your headshots in line and making sure all your like your whole package is good
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that is incredible. But tell me, like, how do you yeah, moving forward for the whole character, right? Tell me, how do you approach getting into the mindset of a character? Do you have, let's say, on a specific technique or perhaps like ritual, or like something that kind of sets your mind before jumping into this whole journey, let's say?
I usually like to look at the breakdown first and see like who the character is,
Hmm.
and then see where in myself I can relate to that.
Okay.
And if there is not much of a relation, I try to substitute feelings of how I feel in the shoes of that character, and then just kind of work it out in terms of what I have for the scene and
Okay.
also my objectives. And then I will journal too. So I'm very much about script analysis. I think you should be really into knowing everything behind the scene, especially if you're shooting out of order. It's like you got to know what's going to happen in the story so it makes sense what you're doing in the
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole other process, right? That besides just, learning your lines, right? As some people
Oh
might
yeah.
think.
The lines
But
are like the last thing. Yes,
oh
I
yeah.
like word perfect. Like I'm a perfectionist sometimes. So like hopping into acting, you have to like learn, just be curious and be in the mess.
Yeah.
It's a good
Oh yeah.
challenge.
Oh yeah. Yep. Now, tell me, is there like a specific type of genre or role or even a character that you haven't portrayed yet, but you would love to do, yeah, to do that in the future?
Yeah. So through acting classes, I've gotten to play like some characters that are more like misunderstood and
Hmm.
very deep and rich in emotion. But on screen, I've played more either very comedic or also like very like aggressive. So I really want to be in that like medium where it's just kind of me going off vulnerability and fighting for something.
Yeah.
So just maybe like a misunderstood kind of character. It'd be super fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That is cool. That is
Mhm.
amazing. And also like the whole variety, right? That you have when you're about to play a character. I mean, you can do basically everything, and even things like, I don't know, alien, demigod, god. Like there is the possibility to do so many things, and I think also that helps you. I mean, besides, of course, improve your acting technique. I would assume
Mhm.
that also it helps you to, yeah, in some way discover you more as as a person. Let's say, right?
Mhm. And you don't want to typecast yourself either. I know so
Yeah.
many actors that are like, oh, I see myself as the best friend or the sister. But it's like I purposely get myself to play characters that are nothing like me. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but in Vancouver, there is a 48-hour film competition called Run and Gun.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yep, I've
Okay.
heard of it.
Yeah. So this year I did two films acting within the 48 hours. First off, no sleep, but it was like the characters I portrayed. One was where she had drug addiction problems and also was a bit of an escort. And the other character, I'm some woman who's like at a marketing agency and I am like demanding answers because I'm the boss. So to
Yeah.
play such different characters, it's just like I don't know if I'd ever play those, which is why I pushed myself to do it and try it out to give myself more range than getting stuck in just one like type of
Mm.
character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And during your whole acting career, was there
Mhm.
any role that made a significant impact on you personally?
Yeah,
And if somehow managed to affect you, how did that happen?
I did this one scene, which was super fun. It was where I had to be like a very like outgoing teenager. It was kind of like Easy A vibes. We kind of shot a scene from that, but
Yep.
did our own twist on it, worked it out for a month. And with that, I just think being on set and performing it and having to be so outrageous and not caring what anyone thinks kind of taught me that's just how it is with acting. And you just kind of have to hop into it and
Hmm.
just trust it and be okay with just being messy and having fun. And I think that kind of grew into my acting now, where it's like I don't really care as much how I'm being seen, especially by those watching me film. It looks good in the end, and that's what matters.
Hmm. Hmm. And now that you mentioned that, how you handle the whole, pressure or even expectations that
Mhm.
come when playing a character. I mean, because it happens, right? When you're about to play any specific character, there is this expectation um or even or even yourself have like this pressure to be like, I need to portray it this way. Like how you handle yeah, like those feelings, let's say.
I would say, in terms of having those feelings, sometimes I will like just try to focus on what's going on in front of me or the scene, or even ask questions.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's times like in my acting where I just had a hard time understanding the character, but
Okay.
then it's just like it's a learning experience. And the more comfortable you get to, the easier it gets, I find.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, at the end of the day, of course, that it is a job, but at the end, it's fun, And I
Mhm.
think when you see it as more like something fun, something you love, it tends to taste different, but also it shows on your performance instead of focusing on either that it is a job and you need to be and it is expected for you to perform this way or that way, right?
Oh, yeah. Like on big sets, you have to make sure
Mm-hmm.
you're in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now, what do you enjoy the most about the whole process of bringing a character to life?
I just enjoy it's almost like you're creating like a new life or like a new person.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to be in someone else's shoes is insane. Because like growing up, I was interested in so many job options, But then I was like, with acting, you get to live in all those different jobs or lifestyles or
Yeah.
like circumstances that aren't actually real. Like, you never know, like zombie apocalypses, those kind of shows. It's like, that's not real life. But being able to experience it and see what it would be like is such a neat feeling.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, how do you continue to challenge yourself and grow at the same time as a person, but as an actor as well?
I think just by letting yourself experience things, whether that's in acting or like in your everyday life as well,
Yeah.
just being open and saying yes and just hopping into opportunities. And I find a good way is even at like networking events for acting is just by talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
If you shut yourself down and you don't say hi to anyone, it's like, how are you going to open yourself up for more opportunity? And I find from like the networking events I go to, you'll recognize the same faces every single time you go to these events, where it's like, if you say hi and you get to know them, that's great. And you never know, you might work with them in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, you know what? Let's say that one day I call you, right? And I tell you that I want to become an actor.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know anything about acting. Basically, my experience is zero. So, based on what you know, what do you think would be important for me? Like, what do you think it would be a good place for me to start?
To start, definitely with some training,
Okay.
whether that is improv or even like scene studies. I
Mm-hmm.
found a really fun way to get into it is by doing like cold reads in acting classes where
Mm-hmm.
you're just working more off impulse and play. And that way you kind of open up your instrument to being able to do more like script
Yeah.
analysis. Where if you have that good base, that's a great way to start. And then after that, it's like networking, get used to self taping. My first self tapes, they were not good, but it's like the more time, the more practice you put into it, the better it gets. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just that, headshots, and just networking. Just put yourself out there. Find different communities. Like on Facebook, there is like different group chats or
Mm-hmm.
groups for actors in Vancouver or wherever you're from. And the more you get involved in your own community, the more options will be there for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take it into consideration. I tell you what, if I ever become an actor, once I win an award, because that's gonna happen at some point. That's obvious. I'm gonna be mentioning you in my thank you speech.
Oh, lovely. When you get your Oscar one day.
Yeah, I will even cut like a little piece of it, and I will send it over to you so you can have
Oh,
some of it. I mean, at the same time, some of the actors have given me a lot of advices. So if I get an Oscar, I'm gonna cut it, you know, all of it, and then be sending it over to other people who help me out because
that's awesome.
yeah, that will be cool. I mean, I don't think you can actually do that, but
Yeah,
who cares?
it's the thought that counts.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. Now, what has been your most valuable lesson as an actor so far?
Ooh, I would have to say is just allowing yourself to fail, because when you make mistakes, you learn so much from them. It may be embarrassing at the time, but if you do everything right, you're never going to understand when something's wrong
True.
unless it's like really obvious and it's pointed out. So I find it's good to fail because then you kind of have like the baseline of where you like that's the lowest you could go, where
Yeah.
then you're like it's only up from here, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what do you think it's one of the biggest misconception about actors that some people might have?
I would probably say that they tend to think with actors, it's like, oh, you're getting into acting. Are
Mm-hmm.
you actually going to go anywhere? Where I've heard people be like, oh, what are you going to be like a server for the rest of your life? But it's like, you have to understand there's so much that's put into acting. And
Yeah.
also, like, when people say it's also easy, that's another misconception. And it's like, it's not easy. Once you get into it, you realize how much like you open up to like just the world as well and how it's not just acting. It like bleeds into your life and people kind of see it as, oh, you just want to go play dress up and play pretend.
Yeah. Yeah, I have discovered that either some people think that you are in it for the money
Yeah.
or that you are not gonna ever make it and you're gonna be doing be yeah, serving tables in a restaurant or a bar for the rest of your life.
I hear that quite a bit. But it's like if you like it, you might as well put some time into it and see where it goes rather than just say taking the easy option too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a process, and it's
Yeah.
gonna take time, absolutely.
Mhm.
And I think that is one thing that some people might forgot, and they think, either for acting, music, like those type of arts, that it's easy, that everyone can do it, and because everyone can do it, it's super complicated, and you might not gonna be able to make it. But at the same time, I mean, I have met a lot of actors that they are actually make a living as
Mhm.
acting. And yeah, perhaps they don't have like these huge mansions, and the yachts and things like that, but they have
Mhm.
enough to survive, and they're pretty happy with it because they're actually receiving an income for
Mhm.
something that they love, which is really cool. And at the same time, there's other type of actors that they have like a side job to
Yeah.
pay stuff, pay bills and all of that, so they can continue pursuing it. So at the end of the day, it's a career, absolutely. But yeah, people should actually be treating it as something more, I mean, normal.
Yeah.
Acting is as normal as someone who wants to become a lawyer or a doctor or things like that.
Well,
Which,
people don't think it's normal too, because it's like I'll serve, and at times tables will ask me what I do, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in university, but I also act." And as soon as I mention the acting, either people really enjoy it, or it's like, "Oh,"
yeah,
it's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Thanks for your support."
yeah, yeah.
But
Or they will be asking you, where do I have see you?
yes, that too.
You know?
Or you get the ones asking, like they're like, "Oh, can you sign my receipt with your autograph if you're famous one day?" That's a positive thing, and I like that. That's cute.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's different when it's like, "Oh, what have you actually done?" And then it's
yeah,
you don't know, and then you're just like, "Okay, well, this is kind of awkward now."
yeah. Absolutely. I do struggle. For example, whenever I say that I have a podcast in which I interview actors, always the same they always ask me this question, which is, who's the most famous person you have ever interviewed? And every time they ask me that, I'm like, no, it's not like that. You know, but they always ask me that first question, like who's the most famous actor you have ever interviewed? I'm like, no, it's not like that. So yeah, I
Mhm.
find that hilarious sometimes.
Well, it's good you give people a voice too. It's nice because like there's some people who never would really get the chance to do like an interview or just
Yeah.
work considered. So it's so nice you're able to do this and actually have actors and other performers get on your podcast as well. This is
Yeah,
really
yeah, thank you. And also it shows that everything's possible. That is like one of the reasons that I started this, to actually show people that you can actually start a career and it's okay, because sometimes we
Mhm.
tend to think, either for acting, for example, that, oh, if I don't go to Hollywood, right? Or if I don't go to Broadway, or for music, if I don't go to Hollywood too, like it's incredible that even to this day there's like those type of ideas, they're still around, which is
Mhm.
which they're not true. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from, you can actually start this career. You can search for acting classes here and there, theater. There is this huge possibility, of course, that in some countries they have more possibilities, let's say, like
Yeah.
they have certain disciplines more developed than others. That's totally understandable. But at the end
Mhm.
of the day, I do think that every single day you have the opportunity to do something new, something you like. And time is the most valuable thing we have, and why wasting it on something that we like, that we don't like, you know what I mean? So
Well, yeah, and we also are the ones who stop ourselves too. It's like by saying you can't do it, then it's like you're telling yourself you can't do it when it's like
totally.
you just put yourself out there. It's like with acting, I just hopped into it and was like, let's just see what happens. And if you just put the time into it, it works out. Or like learning guitar, I started recently, and it's just if you keep saying you want to do it, that's one thing. But there's sayers and doers. I learned growing up, and it's you
Totally.
have to make yourself the doers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's okay to dream. That's
Yeah,
that's that's incredible, but
yeah.
work on it. Otherwise, it will stay a dream forever. So
Exactly. As Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it.
there you go. There you go. That is amazing. Now, you know what? Let's say that, yeah, if your life were a sitcom,
Mhm.
what would be the title of it, and which actress would you like to play you?
I feel like I would have like a funny name, like Deja Vu. So instead of
Okay.
like my name spelled, it'd be like DEJA. And that way too is like if I was the one directing it, it's like, oh, I've seen this before. And it's like, well, obviously it's your life.
Mm,
But I don't know. I think that would be like an interesting name. Because I can't think of anything else that's really like hitting me besides like I know it would be something really bizarre.
okay.
And
Mhm.
actress wise, I guess I kind of see like a young Emma Stone, like her easy A kind of performance style. That was, I feel like I can resonate in that, or even like Jennifer Lawrence. but then like dialing it down to smaller actors or like not as like well known, I'd almost say I don't even know. There was the one girl from American Horror Story in season 1 of Murder House, like the daughter.
Mm,
I think her name's, I want to butcher it. Taisa, I think, or Tasia.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was cool. But I don't know. It's really hard because you don't want to compare yourself to someone else because everyone is so different in their own ways and
Totally.
like so unique. Whereas like to make someone encapsulate you, it's so hard to like pick one person. It's more like you can throw ideas out there, but it's so hard to find one that kind of really sticks.
No. You know what? I will be watching that sitcom, and who knows? Perhaps at some point we can do an Easter egg or a cameo, and then you appear. That would be with the actress version of you. That would be
Oh
cool.
yeah. Hmm. Like the
Okay.
person in a coffee shop kind of being like, "Oh, hello."
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it. What about Yeah, you know what? Let's say that they're gonna make a film in which all of the characters you have played at the moment, all of them, they're all gonna gather to celebrate your birthday. But
Hmm.
we need a title for this film, so how should we call it?
Ooh, I would almost call it like the mixed bag.
Okay.
Because I find like a lot of the characters I play are some are very comedic, but also ditzy. But then others are a lot stronger. And then you have like the really exotic ones put in there, and also like the darker characters, where I feel like it's all over the place. So like murder victims to like teenage girls, where I think it's almost like when you think about like the Wii game station and how there's
Mm,
all the Wii's and you like click on it and look at all the options and it's so bizarre with like all these different people. That's kind of how I felt looking at that question.
okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. What about describing your whole career, but you know what, this time on a drink?
On a
What
drink,
drink would it have and how can I call it? Let's say that I want to order it. What's the name of the drink?
I think I'd have to go with like if I like an existing drink, right?
Yeah, or you can create one
Hmm.
whenever you want.
I would say maybe like a hot chocolate with marshmallows because it's good every sip, but the more you go, the more you enjoy it. Or
Okay.
in a way where it's like for me, it's like when I have like the marshmallows, I feel like everyone I'm like even more excited to see it like to have like the next one. And that could be seen as like I'm excited for every new opportunity like in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, what motivates you? We all have those days that basically we just want to quit. It happens to all of us. It doesn't matter what we're doing. That feeling comes, right? So how you continue to stay positive and at the same time keep moving forward when you have like those crazy thoughts in your mind.
In terms of motivation, I look at like for example how far I've gone in a year.
Okay.
In terms of like I look at like my acting resume for example, and I've seen like how different the old one looks compared to the one now. And that just shows you how many opportunities like I've had since then and how I thought it was impossible to get into acting and to
Yeah.
see that it is possible. That kind of is what motivates me.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. And my last question here is if we could make a film out of the episode we just did right now, what would be the title for this video?
Hmm. Probably determined and dedicated.
Determined and dedicated.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's gonna be the title for this video.
Okay.
All right. So we have a title then.
Perfect.
All right, I'll take it. And you know what? What can I say? I mean, your career is cool. I love the fact that you are doing it. I love the fact that you are using all the time you can to learn new stuff to help you up, yeah, to help you on your game, let's say, and to keep growing. I mean, not only as a person, but also as an actor. I find that's pretty cool because I know that is a pain in the butt, working on something we love. It tends to really be a pain in the butt. But you are doing it, you are showing results, you're showing people that it is possible. And I think that's the most incredible lesson that we can understand from you, that we can admire from you, that you are keep moving forward regardless of how difficult the situations might be. So I love it. I love it. I do want to thank also those who watch this. Thank you so much. Now, this episode is about to be over. On the description below, we're going to find all of Daisha's social media. Let's make her viral. I mean, she deserves it. She's a total badass. Hashtag Team Daisha because she's incredible. And again, thank you so much for making this happen. Keep killing it, but most important, keep being this incredible of a sunshine person you always are. And I'll see you in the next one.
Well, thank you so much, Dan.
All right.